What just happened in Paris? 10 minutes ago, Taehyung of BTS stunned the Celine fashion show by appearing in a luxurious gold suit, the only one of its kind. Was it planned? A secret collaboration? Or something bigger? Dive into the golden mystery that left Paris breathless and fans speechless. Are you ready to witness the most unexpected twist in Paris Fashion Week history? What if I told you that just 10 minutes ago, the spotlight of the entire Celine runway didn't belong to any model or designer, but to one man, Kim Taehyung of BTS, who appeared like living gold itself? Before you scroll away, pause for a second, because what happened on that runway wasn't just fashion. It was a cultural moment that blurred the line between music, art, and divinity. Comment below if your heart is already racing, hit like if you're as stunned as we are, and don't forget to subscribe for the full behind-the-scenes breakdown of this golden spectacle. Just 10 minutes ago, under the dazzling lights of Paris, the audience collectively gasped. Celine's grand runway, usually dominated by the elegance of monochrome minimalism, was interrupted by a shimmering vision, a figure emerging from the backstage glow, surrounded by whispers, phones raised, flashes snapping. The golden reflection hit first before anyone could even register the face. Then, like the unfolding of a myth, Taehyung appeared, wearing a luxurious gold suit so radiant it seemed to breathe light. His presence wasn't just fashion-forward, it was almost transcendent. And in that single heartbeat, the Celine fashion show transformed from a runway into a revelation. Was it planned? Was it a surprise appearance orchestrated in secret by Celine? The audience didn't seem to know, and that was precisely what made it electric. Because when Taehyung walks into a room, or in this case onto a runway, time doesn't just slow down, it bends. The world had been expecting something grand, but not this. Not Taehyung bathed in gold, exuding a quiet confidence that felt royal, divine, and completely untouchable. Fashion insiders whispered in disbelief. Celine's history is steeped in Parisian modernity, yet tonight, the house dared to embrace something ethereal. The gold suit wasn't just fabric. It was statement, rebellion, and coronation stitched into one. Every fold, every shimmer, spoke of transformation. And among the models clad in sleek blacks and silvers, Taehyung was the only one draped in opulence, the sole bearer of the golden flame. Why him? Why now? The question rippled through the crowd like electricity. Moments before the show began, murmurs had spread that a global icon might appear, but no one knew who. Cameras pointed toward every entrance, tension thick enough to taste. Then the music dropped, lights dimmed, and when the spotlight hit the center of the stage, there he was. His steps were slow, deliberate, and devastatingly calm. Every camera lens trembled to capture his silhouette. And in that golden light, it wasn't just Taehyung the artist or Taehyung the idol. It was Taehyung the symbol of a generation unafraid to redefine beauty and luxury itself. Even the fabric of his suit seemed alive, textured with subtle reflections that shifted between molten gold and soft amber. It clung to his frame with the precision of haute couture, yet radiated a sense of rebellion that only he could embody. It wasn't loud, it wasn't over-designed, it was effortless dominance. The kind of elegance that silences a room. And the silence that fell over Paris that night wasn't just admiration, it was reverence. Social media erupted within seconds. The hashtag #TaehyungXCeline exploded across platforms, photos spreading like wildfire. Fans called it the golden apparition, the rebirth of elegance. The night Paris bowed to Taehyung. Comment sections filled with disbelief and awe. Is this real? One user wrote, "Did he just redefine Celine's identity in 10 minutes?" asked another. Others simply wrote, "He's gold personified." But beyond the chaos of trending tags and viral clips, there was something deeper at play. This wasn't just another celebrity moment. It was a merging of worlds. The global music phenomenon of BTS had already conquered stages, but now through Taehyung, it was rewriting the language of fashion. The symbolism of gold wasn't accidental. Gold throughout history has stood for purity, power, transcendence. And that's exactly what Taehyung represented tonight. A new era where art transcends boundaries, where individuality is the crown. Backstage, witnesses described the tension before his appearance as electric stillness. Celine himself reportedly had a hand in the design. A custom Celine creation meant for one person only. The golden suit was said to have been hand-embroidered with delicate metallic threads, inspired by the luminescence of Renaissance art and the mystique of Korean royal heritage. And when Taehyung wore it, it wasn't mere fashion. It was history rewritten in fabric. What makes this even more stunning is how naturally Taehyung embodied the aura of luxury. He didn't perform, he simply existed. Every step carried quiet command, every glance felt deliberate, like he was aware of the magnitude of the moment but refused to flaunt it. That's his power, control through calmness, allure through restraint. The show's conclusion didn't just mark an end, it left a question that will echo for years. Was this a performance or a prophecy? Because Taehyung's presence tonight hinted at something larger than a collaboration. It suggested a narrative, a merging of two empires, Celine's timeless artistry and BTS's unstoppable cultural influence. The golden suit wasn't merely clothing, it was a metaphor for transformation. The boy who once sang of youth and dreams now stood as a global muse of modern elegance. And yet, even as the cameras flashed and the crowd screamed, there was a stillness in his eyes, an almost serene melancholy, as if he understood that moments like these aren't meant to be possessed, only witnessed. It's that emotional duality, the tension between grandeur and gentleness, that makes Taehyung's presence so magnetic. Could this appearance signal a deeper collaboration between him and the brand? Or was it a singular act of artistic rebellion? No one knows yet, but the world is waiting. Fashion critics have already called it the moment Paris was reborn. Others describe it as Celine's boldest risk turned masterpiece. And here's where you, the viewer, come in. What do you think this moment truly represents? Is it fashion evolving, or the birth of a new kind of artistry? One that lives beyond genre and form? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Did this golden vision take your breath away too? Hit that like button if you felt that shiver of awe. And subscribe because this story isn't over yet. There's more behind this golden mystery, more than what meets the eye. And just when the lights dimmed again, and the echo of his final step faded into the vaulted halls of the Grand Palais, the crowd stayed frozen in place. It was as if Paris itself refused to exhale. Cameras still pointed toward the empty runway. Flashes still stuttered through the mist of perfume and applause. No one moved. No one spoke. For a few seconds that felt eternal, the only thing that existed was the ghost of that golden light and the memory of Taehyung's slow, graceful turn under the chandelier's reflection. But who planned this? Was this breathtaking moment an intentional masterpiece by Celine's creative genius? Or was it a spontaneous act of rebellion from Taehyung himself? A statement, unscripted yet unforgettable? Rumors rippled through the fashion press rose. Some whispered that even the models didn't know he would appear. Others swore they saw Hedy Slimane himself watching from the shadows, arms crossed, a half-smile playing on his lips, as if he knew that the show would no longer belong to the clothes, but to the man who wore them like living light. This isn't the first time Taehyung has bent the world's attention his way, but tonight, he didn't just bend it, he broke it open. Fans across continents, from Seoul to Sao Paulo, erupted in collective disbelief. The live stream servers overloaded within seconds. "It's unreal," one viewer commented. "He looks like he walked straight out of a dream." Others wrote, "Taehyung is gold. Not wearing gold, he is gold." Fashion analysts who once dismissed celebrity appearances as mere marketing ploys found themselves scrambling for words. One critic wrote moments later, "What Taehyung did tonight was not modeling, it was storytelling. He carried the essence of art, mythology, and emotion in a single garment. He didn't just wear the suit, he transformed it." And maybe that's what made the scene so haunting. Gold has always symbolized purity, immortality, the sun, the divine. It's the color kings wore when they wanted to be remembered. The color gods were painted in when humans wanted to worship. And tonight, Taehyung didn't wear it as a crown of arrogance, but as a quiet promise, an offering of something pure and unspoken. Witnesses said he moved differently than anyone else on the runway, not like a model performing for an audience, but like a poet walking through his own verse. Each gesture, minimal yet magnetic, felt like choreography written by emotion itself. There was no smirk, no exaggerated pose. Only stillness, power, and something heartbreakingly human in the way he looked past the crowd, as if seeing beyond fame, beyond the lights, beyond even time.